Hello, hello, hello! Welcome to Eden's Fun Crochet. I'm Eden and I'm coming to you from Provo, Utah, where I live. So, I don't have a lot to show you today. I've been a little bit busy, but I do have a finished object to show you. This is the Hamburg shawl. It's a triangle shawl by Passion with Stitches. And so I made one of these before on this podcast. It was orange and purple, and I had that yarn forever, and I knew I wanted to do something like a wrap or a shawl or something with it, but I couldn't decide what. And then I finally found this shawl, and then I post pictures and stuff on it on my Instagram, and my best friend Josie was like, "You should make me one." But she says that literally about everything I make. And so I was like, well, if you buy me the yarn, then I will make you a shawl. Because it was super easy to make, super easy to follow. It's like beginner pattern. If you've never made a shawl before and you're a little skeptical, this is the pattern to use. Absolutely love it. It's free. I can't promote this pattern enough. I absolutely love it. And it's a solid color, so you can do whatever the heck you want with it. I've been doing stripes. The one that I made was 8 rows. This one was 6 rows per color. And then this yarn, so she gave me this yarn. It's kind of fuzzy. It's not as bad as like eyelash yarn, but like look at that. That is just, it's beautiful. It's super soft, and like the drape is just, I love that drape. And the yarn was super easy to work with. It like flew off my hook, and it was just it was a lot easier to see your stitches than with like eyelash yarn or like super fuzzy yarn. It was only like semi fuzzy. Like, yeah, good yarn, super soft. I love this. It's Red Heart Hyuga. It's spelled Hygge, I think, but it has like a little pronunciation thing under it that says Hyuga, and so I totally would have purchased that. I would not have guessed it was Hyuga, but look at this. I'm so proud. I finished it 2 days ago, day and a half ago, and she knows it's done because she follows me on Instagram, but I wanted to show it to you guys before I gave it to her. So super proud of that. And then I did a little bit work on a couple different projects. I think they're all new. I know I have so many things that I start and then I just don't finish, like my blanket, my brother's, that one blanket. And then I'm doing a Jade and Stitches blanket, and for the, what year is it? 2020 calendar blanket. I've done 5 of the 6 squares so far. I need to catch up because I usually try to do it like the day or the day after it comes out, but I wasn't in town, and then it just kind of spaced my mind. And then it's just, I've been doing so many things this week that, I mean, I looked it up. I know what the square looks like, and it's a piece of cake. I mean, they're all a piece of cake, but yes. So I do have things that I need to work on that I haven't worked on, but I decided I needed to make a little bit of progress in my Hat Not Hate. I originally made 3 hats, but I ended up giving one away, so now I only have 2 hats for Hat Not Hate, and I think they're taking things until August 1st, so I still have a little bit before I can't turn them in anymore, so I decided I'd try to do a couple more. I don't think I'm going to do as much as I had hoped for, but there's always next year. So I'm doing a vertical striped hat, so it's gonna, well, not really striped, but like, you know what I mean. So it's gonna be like this, and then of course I'm gonna do a cinch top because there's nothing easier, and it's big enough so that you can have like, you can fold it and have like it like that. So I'm working on that. I'll probably put up a tutorial for it, but there's just so many hat tutorials. Like, do you really need another one? So I started that this week. I'm probably about halfway through, so maybe I'll get it done by July, and then I'll do one in July, and then I'll have 4 hats total. Anyway, so I really hope who I'm making this next project for does not watch this. I know she follows me on Instagram, and she knows I'm making her something, and as soon as I say what it is, even if I don't say her name, she'll know it's for her. So I really hope she doesn't watch this. I mean, I doubt she would, because she doesn't crochet or anything, but I really hope she doesn't watch this, because she doesn't know I'm making it. I have little progress on it. So here's the snout, and then I have half of a head. I am making a stuffed cow for my friend. I really hope she doesn't watch this. So that is as far as I got. I don't remember the pattern I'm using. I'll put it in the description box. Excuse me. I'll put it in the description box. I mean, I don't have a hard copy. I'm just doing it on my computer because I never leave my bedroom. That's not true. I've been actually doing pretty good socially. I'm really proud of myself. So I've mentioned this octopus before when I bought the yarn for it, and then I never touched it, and then I did like a tiny bit, and then I ripped it out. So I'm not actually following a pattern for it. I'm looking at a picture, and hers is like, I mean, I have the pattern, but I decided I'm not going to follow it because it's not a complete circle. It's kind of like, it's more circular and it's a weird shape. And I decided I'd rather just have a circle. And like, I'm talented enough in my crochet that I don't need a pattern for this. So I just started making a circle. I'm not very far. So yep, that's what I have. I'm using Burnet Blanket yarn in the color Crimson. And then for the feet, I'm using, it's probably going to be called White, because let's be honest, they're not that creative with their colors. Yep, this is the color White in Burnet Blanket. So I'm using, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than what the pattern has, but because I don't want it to be huge, I just want it to be nice and squishable. So those are my 3 works in progress that I am actually working on. I have so many things that I need to work on, things that I have put on the back burner. Like I mentioned this one last week, my Genesis cardigan. That one I'm taking a long pause from, and I'm going to come back to it later. Not because the pattern is difficult or anything. I had it in mind for a specific thing, and then that thing changed, and now I don't need to make it anymore. And so I just have half of the back panel, and I don't really want to rip it out, but I don't really want to keep it. So it's just on hold. It's a UFO forever. And then, so I have some things that I want to make. Obviously, I always have so many projects that are in my mind. I'm like, I'm going to do that, and then I never do it. But I am, for a long time, I've been looking at yarn, and I want to make a light, like I want to use like maybe not fingering weight, but like DK or like smaller yarn, because usually I just use worsted. Like everything I use is worsted. And I want to make a sweater, and I've made like sleeveless things, and I made a sweater once. I didn't follow a pattern. It looked fine on me, but it looked terrible off of me, and then it was hard to get off and on, and I just didn't love it, and it wasn't my colors, it wasn't my style, like it just wasn't me, and so I ended up frogging it. I still have the yarn actually, and I just not a fan. And it was kind of like scratchy because it's like just acrylic yarn, and so I was never gonna wear it. But so I decided I'm gonna make a sweater. I was originally wanting a cardigan, like a big plushy like cardigan, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna do a pullover. And so I finally found the pattern that I'm gonna use. It's free. Can't remember the name of it. I'll put that in the description box below. I'm gonna make a sweater. I found the pattern that I want to use. I've been looking at yarn and stuff online, and I found the perfect yarn, and then they were sold out, and they've been sold out. So I'm gonna go to my local yarn shop probably today or tomorrow, now that I have like the pattern, so I know how much yarn I actually need, because I wasn't gonna buy the yarn until I got the pattern, so I know how much yarn I need. But my glasses are driving me insane. That's why I have an eyelash. So I'm gonna what I want to do is I want to do it in dark blue with like kind of like gray, maybe a little bit of bronze, because I want it to be like Ravenclaw-esque. And I know that like there's a debate between whether it's supposed to be blue and bronze versus blue and silver, and I don't really care which one is right. I think blue and silver is just more beautiful together. And so I'm just kind of drawn towards blue and silver. But for this cardigan, for this sweater, I want it to be mostly blue, like that dark blue with like a little bit of like gray and maybe some bronze. I don't know. I'm still looking for the right yarn. We'll see. I did find blue and gray variegated yarn, but it was just, I wanted it to be darker than what it was. I liked like the dark look, and I'm gonna make it like oversized, and this is gonna be like my first real sweater, so I'm like a little bit nervous. Maybe I'll enter in the like the Mission Impossible cow for the Cozy Cottage Crochet. I love her, Hannah. She's cool. Because I like want to join all of her make-alongs or her crochet alongs, but I'm just not really like I was like, yeah, I want to make, like, she has like the Year of the Classics, which I would love to do. Like, it's supposed to be like garments that you're actually gonna wear, and I have this one in mind. I want to make a gray cardigan with finger holes, and it's like I have this whole idea in my head, because I love bright colors, but all of my outfits are bright colors, and so my bright cardigans and stuff don't go with my bright colored outfits. And so I need like more neutral things, and I realized that I wear like black and gray cardigans, and that's pretty much it. So I was like, I'm gonna make one, but like, let's be honest, making a sweater is a big, like, for me, that's a big project, and I just don't really want, because like just gray, like, that's so boring to work with. And so yeah, I'd wear it, but I don't want to make it. So, but this one, I can intern to the Mission Impossible because I'm terrified to make a sweater. But it's fine, it's gonna work. I'm mostly just like the shoulders. Like, once I do a couple sweaters, I think I'll be more confident in it and then make my own. Like, I'm not a huge, like, I like that there are so many patterns out there. But like, if I could do it on my own, like, I don't need a pattern. That way it can turn out exactly how I want it. And that's why I think it was so hard for me to pick a pattern, because I had like this image in my head of what I wanted, and I couldn't find it. But I think, and I had like so many, like, I like this one, and I like this one, and I like this one. And then I like was kind of teetering between the two. I'm like, well, this one's free, so I'm gonna do that since I'm gonna spend way too much yarn. I mean, way too much money on this yarn. So, and there's just so many projects and like sweaters that like I was like, oh, I want to make that and that and that and that. So I was looking on Pinterest at first, and then I went to Ravelry. Crocheted pullover sweaters. 103 pages. Not patterns, pages of patterns. Take away the ones without photos, it's like 93 pages, I think. I looked through so many patterns. It's insane. Just for pullover sweaters that are crocheted. I did want to talk a little bit about Hat Not Hate. If you're not familiar with what Hat Not Hate is, it's an anti-bullying thing that you can crochet, knit, or loom a hat. That it has to be 75% blue. So you could do like blue with like a little bit of white in it. Like this one that I made, I hand dyed this yarn. And so it's like, it's mostly blue, but in the brim it has like a little bit of pink. And then it's like a little bit of white. So this would work because it's mostly blue. So, yes. So Hat Not Hate, it's a really cool program where you can crochet or knit or do whatever you want for these hats. It has to be yarn based. It can't be like sewn. But it's a cool way to give back and bring up the awareness of bullying. Like I know it's really big. Like everyone knows about bullying. When I was in middle school, we had a Buddy Not Bully campaign, and we would wear these white shirts that were like had like blue writing on them, and like a student in our school would make the logo for it for each year. And but I just think it's important that we support our school system. And I think I'm actually going to make myself a hat so then I can wear it in October too. And then just kind of like be a part of it. And I remember when I was in Girl Scouts, we made bracelets that were blue for anti-bullying. And it's really simple. Like even if you don't want to make hats and give them away, if you have like kids or nieces and nephews that go to school, you can give them to them. And then they can be kind of a part of it. And so what they do is they give these hats to schools, and then the schools give them to the kids. And so I know there's like certain schools that they give them to, and like the schools I think reach out to them and they're like, hey, we want to be a part of this. And I think the goal is to make like 100,000 hats. I'm not sure, but I always see things like this, and I'm always like, I'm gonna do it, and then I never do it, or I like make it and then I never turn it in. But this year is the year. I'm gonna do it, even if it's just a few hats. I'm going to do it, and then next year I'll do even more, and I can start ahead of time because this I think is the third year they've done it. I'm not sure, but I think they do it every year, and so I can start as soon as I send them in, and then I can have even more for next year. Anyway, Hat Not Hate, do it. And you can even follow the hashtag Hat Not Hate on pretty much any social media, and follow even if you don't want to make a hat, you can follow and like the pictures and stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna let you go. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and stay crafty. I'll see you next week, hopefully.